I'm going to start off with the thing we talked about earlier. If you can re-architect your payment page so it doesn't have third-party scripts on, that's by far the easiest thing to do. But your marketing people don't like it because they like using HubSpot and they like using Google Tag Manager and they like using all of these things. They like using the replay things that replay where people's mouse. They like doing all of those things, and it's a hard argument. And I've had I had the argument at where I worked, and I managed to get every third-party script off our website. But that was because our competitor just got a big skimming attack in the front page news, right? But that's not a permanent situation. So how do you manage third-party scripts? Let me give you a scenario that works. Firstly, you need to work out who can add third-party script to your website. And the answer is probably more people than you think, because obviously the developers can, or the DevOps team do, because they can actually change the HTML of your website, which is going to have some third-party script. But you probably have a tag manager running, Google Tag Manager, Adobe Tag Manager, or something like that, which means that marketing or whoever owns that tag manager can add third-party scripts to the website. And so the first thing to do is to take off our PCI compliance hat and put on our security hat and go and check that the login to that tag manager has got a big password and multi-factor authentication on it, right? Because there have been loads of attacks where the criminals have hacked into the person who runs the tag manager. They also
and then they can make sure that they taggle those problems.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you, Sully, I think. The coolest thing was you love this attack. Some criminals put their skimming code into Google Tag Manager as something that people could select. Some people just selected it because they didn't know what it did. Marketing people, gotta love them. But other times they went and hacked the marketing people and they added their skimming via the Google Tag Manager. That was a really good attack. So that's the first thing, is Tag Manager secure? And then secondly, you need an alerting mechanism. You need an alerting mechanism when a new tag gets added to the site, and you get when a new piece of JavaScript added to the site, and you need an alerting mechanism when an existing piece of JavaScript changes. And again, if you've got once you've got third-party tags on there, or third-party JavaScript, that's, I think, when a tool can really pay back very quickly. Because otherwise you get an alert there's a new piece of JavaScript. How do you know? The first question is, how do you know it's not malicious? Now, you could probably say, well, it's from HubSpot, it's probably going to be okay. So that's okay. So you could do some triage of that, but that becomes a very costly triage is the problem, Adam. And what it also becomes is a low priority costly triage. We're all overworked in information security. The last thing we want to do is add lots of zombie mindless processes to the SOC or to whoever it is, which is why Jscrambler, we're a great believer in behavioral monitoring that will tell you if the script's doing something bad. And in fact, because we can do behavioral monitoring, we can just block access to fields. So, for instance, we could block access to all the payment fields. So it doesn't matter if the skimmer gets added. We'll stop it having an effect before anything bad happens. Not part of PCI requirements, but good for security. So the answer is that the more scripts. So the answer is get rid of third-party scripts. Then try and control who can add third-party scripts. And then if you fail to do that, that's when CSP and SRI are not going to work for you. You are going to need to go into the market and get one of a number of different types of tools.